I'd like to call to order the meeting of Bryan City Council for Monday, December 4th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. First item on our agenda for this evening is the approval of the minutes for the November 20th meeting and also for the November 27th special meeting.
A motion to approve.
Oh, Rick, hold on, Rick.
Oh,
Mr. President, I passed out to you folks a copy of a sheet. I made the change to the minutes of November 27th. Wanted to clarify the conversation that occurred with Captain Mendez. And you've got a copy of that, and so otherwise 20th would be as written, 27th would be as amended if you approve that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll still motion to approve.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes. Next item is hearing of public concerns. Seeing no one coming forward. Next item is an ordinance. John, please number and read.
Ordinance number 58, 2023, an ordinance providing for annual appropriations for the city of Bryan for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2023, and declaring an emergency. There are two items on this request for an amended appropriation. $5,075 was money the city received in insurance reimbursement for the mower that caught fire a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. So we got that money, we're reappropriating it for the sake of the Parks Department. And then the second item was $150,000 that the Board of Municipal, or the Bryan Municipal Utilities had requested to be appropriated for next year's South Lynn Waterline project. The bid opening will be occurring later this month. And if there's need to use the money before the year is up, it'll be appropriated. If it's not, it'll actually be built into the 2024 budget. So this is just kind of an in case.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll move to suspend.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Judy?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes. Item number 4 is another ordinance. John, please number and read.
Ordinance number 59, 2023, an ordinance providing for the transfer of funds for the city of Bryan for the month ending December 31, 2023. There are a few items on here. The movement of $500,000 from the general fund from the 1% tax to the general fund was part of what was budgeted and would close out that transfer for the year. $20,000 was part of the budgeted amount to go from the fire fund to the fire vehicle fund. $150,000 was what we just referred to in the last ordinance that would appropriate dollars for that South Lynn, or transfer money into the fund for the South Lynn Waterline project. And then the last one was an item that was not budgeted, $28,610. That was actually the money that was left over. If you recall, the Horton Heights sewer project came in under budget. So that money is sitting in the 411 fund, which is a temporary fund, and we want to move it back to the capital improvement fund where it originally came from.
I'll move to suspend.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Mary?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes. Next item is another ordinance. John, please number and read.
Ordinance number 60, 2023, an ordinance authorizing the clerk treasurer to issue change order number 1 and final for the project known as 2023 South Portland Street Extension.
Project's complete. They wrapped everything up. They had a little bit of warranty work to do a couple weeks ago, but it is a net deduct of $7,250.15. Just some items we didn't use and a little extra sidewalk in there. So with that, I would request you suspend the rules and pass this so we can get it closed up for the year. But I think Dangler Excavating did a great job in the project for us.
Looks great.
Good.
Looks very good.
I'll move to suspend.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Item number 6 is an ordinance. John, please, number and read.
Yeah, this would be the second reading of ordinance number 52, 2023, an ordinance prohibiting adult-use cannabis operators, adult-use cultivators, and adult-use dispensaries from operating within the city of Bryan.
Council, I do want to let you know there's been some communication with our city attorney, Mark Fiscal, throughout the week. Initially, because we weren't sure what the state was going to do with licensing, it was suggested that we get this ordinance in place by December 7th, whichever ordinance you chose. That's no longer the need. The Department of Commerce has been pretty clear it'll be late summer or early fall before any licensing. So Mark would prefer, again, if there's anything you want changed in here for discussion, that we do that this evening. He will be here for the December 18th meeting, so there's no need to rush any passage of any of these ordinances that we're discussing for second reading tonight.
So we can basically table them again? Or
We don't table them. You can just,
If it goes without a motion, it just gets its second reading and you move on.
for third reading next meeting.
Ultimately, whether you choose to pass this or one of the others would be tabled ultimately, but right now you can just let it go to third reading.
Okay.
Hearing no motions, then I believe we're
Ready to,
completed with the second reading. Next item is another ordinance. John, please number and read.
This is also a second reading, and the same would hold. Ordinance number 53, 2023, an ordinance prohibiting adult-use cannabis operators, adult-use cultivators, and adult-use dispensaries from operating within the C3 zoning district of the city of Bryan.
Can I get a clarification on the last two? Should we vote on the reading, but not on the suspension?
I think that what I just did was gave it its reading.
Okay,
And if there's no motion to do anything else, that's just where it is. There's no
Okay,
motion
all
to
right.
suspend or anything else. You just move on to the next item.
okay, all right. Just want to make sure we're doing this by the numbers. Okay, item, ordinance number 53, any movement there? I see a lot of head shaking no, so we're going to move on to item number 8, which is another ordinance.
Mr. Fischel could correct me on these things at some point, but that's as I understand it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Ordinance
I
number,
would like to listen to lawyers.
there's two in the room tonight. He was joking.
so similar could hold for this ordinance as well. Ordinance number 57, 2023, receiving its second reading as amended from the last meeting. An ordinance limiting adult-use cannabis operators, adult-use cultivators, and adult-use dispensary operations within the city of Bryan as amended.
And Council, I would like to call your attention to Section 3 on this draft as amended. Andy pointed out when I was walking in tonight that it says that the growing of cannabis is prohibited on city-owned property and within 500 feet, et cetera. It should probably say that the growing and selling or distribution. So if you choose for that to be amended, we could probably do a motion to amend that language. Is that correct, Sean? As we did the last time? That would be good for your minutes. So if you would like it to read that way, then that the growing selling and distribution of cannabis is prohibited on Section 3. Just let me know that by motion. If you'd like to keep it as is, that's your call too.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Mary,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
and Rick.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a motion to amend, and I will get that updated for the next meeting for you.
And so for the next meeting, that will be incorporated as
Correct.
one of the three?
That will-
Yes, yes, it will be at ordinance number 57 as amended.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And with that, we'll move on to item number 9, which is a resolution. John, please number and read.
Resolution number 53, 2023, a resolution authorizing the city engineer of the city of Bryan, Williams County, Ohio, to apply for the fiscal years 2024-2025 water and wastewater infrastructure grant for the city of Bryan and Bryan Municipal Utilities, Williams County, Ohio, as necessary.
So this here is the same grant that we received $2.1 million for Horton Heights on. They're opening up another round of this. You already gave me permission at the beginning of the year to apply for 3 different grants, then it said plus any additional grants as necessary. But just in case this grant requires special legislation with you authorizing me to apply for them, I want to get that taken care of. The funding cycle just opened last week, and the applications will be due, I think, through the end of the year. So Andy and I have been working on a couple good projects, and I've been working with Bryan Municipal Utilities on a pretty big water line project as well. So we're going to submit a substantial amount of projects to this and see if we can tap into some more funds again.
So it's only open until the end of December?
Yeah, correct,
So that's a pretty tight window.
correct. Yeah, I forget how many millions is statewide. I mean, it's huge. I don't even want to quote a number because I can't remember what it is, but there's a fairly large amount of funds that are available with the small window for applications.
Is this typical? I don't remember the window being that short.
No, because when they did it before, it was probably a 3-month window, and it was kind of a new process, and nobody really knew what to do, and it was more or less projects that were ready, shovel-ready. So, we had the advantage because the Horton Heights project was already designed. But now everybody's basically knows what's going on, and they're ready for it. So the sooner we can apply, the sooner, because I think they're going to just start at the top of the list and start checking off. So I want to get some of these submitted this week.
I mean, I'm not as concerned about our interest as I am the motivation behind the short window. We had no idea.
I think they'll gobble the funds up pretty quick in
That's-
that short time frame.
Yeah, so perhaps that's the, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if there's 200 million statewide, that's,
Yeah.
just a guess on the number, it'll go quick.
Yep.
Do we have a motion on this?
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
That is to suspend?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
and Rick.
Yes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mary,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
and Rick.
Yes.
All right, we'll get working. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Next item is a building permit.
Good evening. Tonight I have a permit for Ready Stores LLC located at 1108 South Main Street. This will be the old Bryan drive-through. Padilla Construction and Maintenance is doing the work. Zone is C2, state construction type 3B, state use group M. Cost for the project is $266,000. This is a renovation of the old Bryan drive-through. 2,200 square foot renovation turned into convenience
Looking at
store.
another drive-through, is that what they're?
No,
looking
they
to do?
got rid of the drive-through
Oh.
and gonna turn it into a convenience store.
Convenience store, okay.
So, with your permission, there are some gentlemen here from Reddy's that would like to say hello and address you briefly, if that's okay?
All right, absolutely.
Should we approach?
Yes, please.
Come on up,
Come on
guys.
up, gentlemen. Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Mayor. John Schaefer on behalf of Reedy's.
Yes.
This is Mo and this is Tim. They've come to our town and have already devoted a substantial amount of money to the renovation of the car wash. If you've been by there lately, they've totally redone the parking lot, and now they're going to build a convenience store adjacent to the car wash. This all started with a letter that I sent to the mayor back in October because they're also in the midst of seeking an economic development transfer Trex liquor license. The mayor was kind enough to let me know that we had not submitted the necessary application for the full permit. They had obtained the state approval. There are extensive plans that I sent to Andy when the mayor made it known to me that we did need this permit, and we appreciate you hearing us tonight. We will at some point return to the issue, as I understand it, Mayor.
It is my intention to put it on at the very next agenda after you cleared up the building permit.
Thank you
yes.
very much. I don't know if they've shared with you, but they've already spent about $400,000, and this is, again, equipment, not just the building, but it's going to be, I think, in excess of $600,000 by the time you're done, gentlemen?
That's correct.
You have a number? Great. But they asked if they could come tonight and meet the city officials, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Is there a, so this is,
So
this is a transfer of liquor license?
it's not anything tonight, so what they
No, I know
will,
that, I'm just wondering.
yes, so they will do very similar to the last one that you heard. I'm assuming that you secured a liquor permit
Yes.
from outside of the Bryan
Yes.
community, and that you are requesting a Trex as well.
Right.
Which is something that council has to decide on case-by-case basis. We had talked about that with the first one. So what I left a message that day, because I'm sure you were busy in court, was if you can come up and see Andy, then we can process the Trex at the next meeting, but we needed to get this local building permit taken care of.
Thank you.
Fair enough,
Yes,
Mr.
that's fair
Schaefer?
enough. And it's as you can see, it's a CVS store. I mean, this is
Yeah.
happening in a lot of different geographical locations. As we all know, pharmacies are going out of business left and right. These licenses will become available to other municipalities.
Where's this one from?
I'm not sure. I
The
can-
last one was from Toledo. I just wondered where this one was from.
Gentlemen, do you know where this other permit might be? It's not identified in the track, but I certainly can find out.
We could find out, but
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was
Yes,
just
no,
curious.
that's okay. It's a
where
good
it's
question.
from.
I don't have an answer, I'm sorry. But it's, yes.
So that's something you can review on the December 18th meeting.
Yeah, because I remember one of the differentiations, so later was we were looking at restaurants versus, I mean, this,
I think some of the criteria you were considering was dining and entertainment.
okay, yeah,
Is that?
Correct.
Or is that what you all recall?
yeah. Well, that's why I wondered how, not throw any water in any
Nope, that's
parade.
fine. Nope.
Just, I want to make sure.
They're here to answer it. I mean, you guys want to expand a little bit upon what you're going to do on site?
we're just to, we have like multiple locations, it's not the only one. We have 4 car washes and other gas stations and convenience stores. And when we add a convenience store or a gas station, we always like to make it very appealing to the community, the customers. We like to give back to the communities. Just to give you an example, I mean, in the past 2 weeks, we have a charity that, do you have we did like a 2-week fund for charities, and we pick local charities from all over, and we had $10,087 raised to local charities throughout Toledo area and Northwest Ohio. So we just,
But this is, we've attached to this permit some drawings as to what you'll be doing at that drive-through, correct?
that's correct, yes.
Yes.
Yes, the
Okay.
council will be provided the whole
Packet with the
documentation.
drawings.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Very good.
All right,
Thanks.
okay.
I
thank
appreciate
you.
you guys
Thank you.
doing it.
Thank you.
I love your car wash.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your investment in the community.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
and Rick.
Yes.
Thank
All right,
you.
Mr.
All right,
Schaefer.
thank you. Next item is, we're going to have a need for executive session. Before we do that, I would like to go around the room before we have a motion on that. Mayor, do you have anything further?
Just want to thank everyone that was involved in the Santa Parade. Very successful event. I think as Chris Kindle continues to grow in market, we are going to have to look at more effective ways for crowd control as a joint effort. We've already just started those discussions, and I've also talked to Dan at the chamber about some things we can maybe do for next year to make sure our parade participants and our watchers are safe. Another update for you, I did get invited to go visit with the governor and the director of the Department of Development and director of Department of Commerce today with a few members of the Port Authority as we continue to work through these housing and tax credit pieces. I know I reported to you last year that we did not get that funding cycle in February, so we're still working towards that for that housing senior edition through the same company. So I wanted to let you know we are still continuing to work on that and try to progress. And when I reached out to the governor, he welcomed the group, which I thought was very kind of him at the end of the year when we're all very busy. So thank you for that. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you. John, anything from the clerk's office?
Nothing else.
Okay. Engineering?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Police department?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Fire department?
No, sir.
Nothing. Streets?
No, sir.
Parks?
No, sir.
Well, you guys are easy tonight. Wastewater?
No, sir.
How about BPA? No? Okay.
Andy's got something you didn't.
Oh, Andy?
He included you. He included you with engineering and you didn't step up and say hi.
Tonight I have for you the updated planning and zoning code. I will be bringing this to council the 18th. As part of the update process, we do need to have a public hearing, so that went to the paper and will be published this week. So we'll have a public hearing before the council meeting. So I just wanted to give these to you guys, give you extra time to look them over, and if you have any questions, give me a call.
So the somewhat of a stupid yet I need clarification question, is this went through the planning and zoning
Yes.
committee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, those minutes are in there.
You will? Thank you.
And I will give you guys tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Okay. John, I think you're the next one up as far as starting off.
Yeah, I just want to thank Riddy, is it Riddy Schools? Because that's a long trip for them, and also major thanks for a potential investment in Bryan that already outlaid quite a bit of money for it. I want to always appreciate those who want to invest in Bryan and businesses. So beyond that, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Judy?
Same thing, just same thing.
All right.
It's always good to see somebody put some money into our town.
Absolutely.
We like that.
Thank you. Jim?
I thank Rudy as well. I love the car wash. I think they're doing a great thing here in Bryan, and keep it going. That's all I got.
Thank you.
I'm just going to ditto him.
Ditto? Yeah. I'm
Good.
on the same page, so always like to see somebody invest in our community. With that, I would accept a motion to go into executive session to consider the appointment and compensation of a public employee or official.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mary?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.